DJ, thanks for the time, man. How you doing?
It's great to be with you, man. It's exciting time of year.
That's
You popped me up here.
yeah. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a better interview if you left it down, but no, it's good to be with you guys.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks for taking care of all of our former Padres, by the way. Appreciate that,
dude. I mean, being a Nats fan is just so painful right now because you trade Soto and everything's supposed to start happening. Now they're just trading away the guys.
Those guys are going away. Yeah, Gore's gone. Yeah,
they're just moving they're moving the sticks.
Thank you. Yeah, James Wood's good. You're good there
For sure. He's the one they can't get rid of until 3 years from now when they get rid of him, too. Let's talk about where we are here, Scouting Combine. Your latest mock draft had David Bailey moving up to 2 and Washington able to get Arvell Reese at 7. How are you feeling? Obviously, the mocks are going to continue to shift, but these pass rushers, there's so much interest in kind of those top 3 guys.
Yeah, and I think, just talking to buddies with teams around the league this week, all different orders, all different flavors. I haven't found anybody who doesn't like any of them, right? Those top 3 guys, everybody agrees they're really, really good players. Some teams are just looking for a fastball, and they're Bailey teams. Other teams are looking for a bully, and they're Bain teams. And then other teams want to take a shot on Arvell Reese as someone a little bit more unknown as an edge guy, just in terms of how he's moved around in that defense and doesn't have quite the track record the other two have. But everybody seems to agree, as I do, that the most ceiling there is with Reese.
For sure. I think I have a hard time comping anybody to Micah, but does what is a Reese comp for you? Because he is so rangy and can do so many different things. Whereas like Bailey is a pass rusher, Bain's a D lineman that can move around. Like, what is Reese?
Yeah, Reese is an interesting one. One of the ones that I've comped to is going in the Wayback Machine, but I remember there was talk about a couple guys coming out of USC and Brian Cushing and Clay Matthews.
Oh, wow.
They were both talked about as, are they off the ball guys? Are they on the ball guys? They do a little bit of both. There's the physicality on the edge, but they see things pretty good at the second level there. So it's kind of like that iteration of player. And I think Arvell Reese, similar to me of like a Clay Matthews, I think his combination of explosiveness, power, but then the agility to bend and move. I'm like, he just needs to be taught and continue to learn and develop and grow on the edge. But I think that's the type of upside you're talking about. I'm aging myself.
No, you're not. I was leaving it open if B wanted to ask, but he knows I'll just rattle off a zillion draft questions. Really appreciate being joined by NFL draft analyst Daniel Jeremiah. The Commanders interviewed Jeremiah Love this morning.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's an exceptionally talented player. Some teams have trouble going running back that early. What do you make of a possible Jeremiah Love fit in Washington?
Well, I mean, obviously he's an elite player. I think I have him the second player in the entire draft,
right?
And
you have him and Caleb Downs, right?
No, I have Mendoza 1, and then he is 2.
Okay,
and he's up there. I mean, he's up there with the Bijan Robinson type players we've had. I don't have the same. Saquon Barkley would have had a higher grade on. But he's in the conversation. Like, he is a special player. The challenge is going to be, which Washington team do you believe is the real Washington team? Is it the team that was a whisker away from, being in a Super Bowl?
Right.
Or is it more what we saw last year? Because my theory on the running backs is not do you or don't you. My theory is, okay, when your team's ready to rock, drop him in. And then, every one of his carries matters. Everything, in his prime we're utilizing.
Sure.
You don't want to waste 2 years on a kid on a team that's not necessarily ready to go win.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. That's what's so unique because we've seen 2 different versions of this Washington team.
Totally. It's almost like Saquon with the Giants versus Saquon with the Eagles.
Same player. He didn't change.
Right.
But his value changed based off of his location in terms of where the team was built at that point in time.
See, that is why I feel that they will lean more towards the defense because if you can get this thing closer, then you bring a player in like him, and then that makes a world of difference. But you put him in there where you can't stop anybody, you can't run the ball, you got to throw the ball. So why draft someone that high that you can't use?
Yeah, I think we're all kind of arriving at the same destination, on that, which is 2 things. 2 things can be true. We can say he's an elite talent and a special player, and we can say this is not the right time, for him with this team.
How realistic do you think it is? Because Mendoza's going 1. There's no question about it. Quarterbacks are on a different scale. He was elite this year. After him, there's not a skill position player that would drive a trade up outside of Love, I would guess.
Yeah, and I don't know. I still have a hard time believing that somebody's going to trade up very far for
But what if
Love.
you've got New Orleans and KC right there? Like, they're both super. Like, do you think Washington could be, especially knowing how little draft capital they have? You think they could be trying to drum something up here? Like, if you want them, you better get, to us because either one of these other teams is taking them.
I don't know that you'd be able to trade back at market prices, but if you're saying we just want more picks, you know, so if we can get a 3 out of this thing, go back a couple spots, like let's just take the extra pick. The player we want, we're still going to be able to get at that point in time. So, no, I have not talked to anybody this week and general manager buddies and personnel guys that were like, you know what, we're looking to trade up this year. Everybody's like, you think we have any chance of trading back?
Because it's such a unique draft where there's definitely depth, but there's not really stars.
And that's what drives trades. What drives trades is quarterbacks and edge rushers and tackles. And usually it's when there's a complete cliff that you're getting ready to drop off. If I don't get this last one of these edge rushers or tackles, I miss the ride entirely. And I think there's just not that separation between the top group and then what would consist of the second group.
For sure. Hey, go ahead, B.
What side of the ball you think is this draft stronger in?
I think edge rushers is the strength of the draft. I think there's a lot of depth and talent with the edge rushers. I think it's a good corner group. In terms of that, running all the way through the 3rd or 4th round with talented guys there. And then, you flip it over to the offensive side of the ball, receivers. I mean, the next bad receiver class we have will be the first in about a decade.
7-on-7 is taking over the world.
It's unbelievable.
The way receivers have advanced in the advancement of 7-on-7 football, I think there's like a direct corollary there.
Well, we're seeing two gulfs right now. The gulf between what the league has given us with defensive linemen and tackles is wider than it's ever been. Like, it's just every year you're seeing a good clump of D linemen and you're trying to create offensive tackles. They're hard to find. And then the other one is, we have ups and downs. Like, this is a good solid year for corners, but I mean, receivers never take a day off, a year off. And I think some of it is just these high school coaches have looked at it more so than just 7-on-7. Is it, I grew up in the area of like, man, there's some wishbone teams and some wing T teams.
None of it.
And now it's because you've got 4 wide. I've got an elite athlete. When maybe I was in high school, BMitch, you go back to your era, like they say, man, our best athlete's got to play corner. That's the most challenging position on the field. But now there's 4 wideouts out there. He's not even involved in the game.
Right.
So you're playing offense. You're going to score touchdowns, and we're going to try and outscore everybody.
It's interesting how it's all evolved. I know you got to run. I want to say this. It's so impressive. 30 seconds before you joined us, you're breaking down the Bears draft, and then you sit here seamlessly, flawlessly. I imagine you could do every table in here and just break it down. The knowledge you guys have this time of year is remarkable. At number 7, do you think Washington's able to get one of Bain, Bailey, Reese?
Oh, man.
I complimented you first.
I know. You really buttered me up nicely there. I think as we get closer, I think those guys are going to emerge, and everybody's going to say these are 3 of the 5 best players in the draft, and we're going to maybe eschew some needs and just take the best players. So I would say less than 50% that you see one of those 3.
Wow, there you have it. DJ, thank you for the time.
Good to see you. I take back everything you just said. You hear that? You just took it all back.
I'm a Mountaineer fan.
Oh,
That's got to carry something.
I know. We got to get back.
All right, the great Daniel Jeremiah. Nobody go anywhere. Phone lines are open. Thank you, DJ.